Hi, and welcome to RegFacts. I'm Lori Peterson, Senior Regulatory Compliance Expert here at Mitratech's Continuity. We've got a few items to go over today. We'll start with our final rules. The Farm Credit Administration had previously amended its regulations regarding young, beginning, and small farmers and ranchers. We issued that final rule alert to our clients previously, and the rule was originally going to become effective February 1st, but then the FCA came out recently and said that the rule would become effective or became effective on February 14th. The CFPB is updating its internal supervisory appeals process for institutions that want to appeal a consumer compliance rating or an adverse material finding, and that rule became effective February 27th. Then the FTC amended its pre-merger notification rules to reflect the annual adjustments of its filing fee thresholds and the amounts required by the Merger Filing Fee Act, and that rule is effective March 6th. The OCC, the Fed, the FDIC, and the NCUA all got together, adopted a final rule to revise their regulations for the Uniform Rules of Practice and Procedure. That's to recognize the use of electronic communications in administrative hearings, make sure that they're increasing their efficiency and fairness of that process overall. And that rule becomes effective April 1st. FinCEN issued an alert to assist financial institutions in identifying the financing of Israeli extremist settler violence against Palestinians in the West Bank. Then with regard to proposed rules, we have FinCEN issuing a special measure regarding Al Huda Bank that would prohibit domestic financial institutions from opening or maintaining correspondent accounts in the US for on behalf of that bank. That is considered a primary money laundering concern. And the comments on that were due March 1st. The FTC is proposing to revise its Children's Online Privacy Protection Act rule to respond to changes in technology and online practices and to clarify and streamline the rule. And comments are due on that March 11th. Then the CFPB proposes to prohibit covered financial institutions from charging insufficient fund fees or other types of fees when consumers initiate a payment and they are simultaneously declined for that payment. They are saying, the CFPB is saying, that charging those fees would constitute an abusive practice under the Consumer Financial Protection Act's prohibition on unfair, deceptive, or abusive acts or practices. Comments are due on that on March 25th. The CFPB also issued a proposed rule regarding overdraft lending. They are proposing to revise regulations E and Z to update those regulatory exceptions for overdraft credit. This would apply to institutions with assets of more than $10 billion. They're calling those very large financial institutions, but then they are also going to be looking at the marketplace to determine whether they would apply similar rules to smaller institutions. The comments are due on that April 1st of this year. The OCC is proposing to revise its Bank Merger Act to increase the transparency of the standards that they use to review a proposed bank merger. They would also be eliminating the expedited review process because they want to review each merger individually. The comments are due on that April 15th. Then we had a variety of smaller issuances. The FFIEC issued a statement on exam principles related to the valuation discrimination and appraisal bias in residential lending, which we've heard quite a bit about. Nothing in that statement changes any of the rules or regulations that are outstanding at this time. FinCEN also issued a beneficial ownership information small entity compliance guide, but again, this did not really say anything differently than they had already said in the prior rulings and in their FAQs. The FFIEC released 2024 CRA data entry software. This is their first release. They do 2 releases a year. The NCUA issued an addendum to other supervisory committee audit minimum procedures guide, again, because this is just a small update. Nothing really is for anything to do. The bank agencies proposed call report revisions for September of 2025. And the FCA had an update to its exam manual regarding federal lending regulations. They also issued an innovation statement. And then finally, we had the FDIC issue several guidance documents related to helping victims of severe weather in California, Michigan, Maine, West Virginia, and for the wildfires in Washington. So we had a bit of a busy month, but that is it for now. We will join you next month and hope you have a pleasant day. Thanks. Bye.